It's very subjective that we base our nutritional choices on how pretty or how cute an animal is. It doesn't make sense. And we're lucky now we're able to choose what we eat.
Right.
Like it wasn't like that 100 years ago. The purpose of the food guide until like 40 years ago was to make sure you had enough calories. Now we're in an age of restriction, so we say like, I don't want horse, I prefer deer, or I prefer veal, or I had chicken yesterday, I can't have twice in a row. But like all this is a bit of fluff what we do in a way because we're so fortunate to have enough food to decide.
My friend Remy Warren was on a backpacking horseback elk hunt, and one of the horses fell down and broke its leg, and they had to make a decision. They were deep in the backcountry, and they had to shoot it. And it just wasn't going to get out of there. And after they shot it, he decided that really this animal's going to go to waste. So they took the back straps off and they cooked it and ate it. But he said it was a really weird moment where like this is an animal that was like everybody's petting it, and it was you're riding it, and it was a working animal, but it was an animal that you loved. And then all of a sudden it's down and you have to kill it. And he's like, well, it's going to go to waste. He said it just felt wrong to let it go to waste. So they cut the back straps off of it.
The reason I think we don't eat horse culturally is really based ultimately on the Battle of Wolfe between Montcalm on the plains of Quebec City. That was a decisive battle in North American history, whereas if the French had won that battle, everybody in North America ultimately would be speaking French. They didn't win that battle. So British rule imposed. So in England, you didn't eat horse by royal decree. But the French ate horse. The Belgians eat horse. The Germans eat horse. You see?
So that's what it is.
Yeah, it's very old history.
It was mining.
It's just verboten in an Anglophone world to eat horse.
And in all the mining countries, half my family's from Belgium, and it's traditional there because they bring the horse in the mine. The horse, it's sad for a horse to live in the mine in the dark, but they wouldn't bring it out when he was old. They would just eat the horse.
Most cultures eat horse.
Well, it was a necessity. I mean, you couldn't pick and choose back when all this was instituted.
We're very limited in the proteins that we eat, especially in North America. Quebec less so. Quebec is a very open-minded dining public, very advanced dining public, very old dining public, and of course Latin, French dining public. The amount of proteins that are served in a Montreal restaurant are numerous compared to, let's say, even when I go to Manhattan. If me and you and Fred are in Manhattan tomorrow night, say, let's go have rabbit with mustard sauce, it's going to be a tough sell. We're going to really struggle to find rabbit mustard sauce. We're going to struggle even to find, let's go have a couple slices of liver tonight with onions. It's going to be very difficult to sell in New York City. Lamb neck, lamb
kidneys.
Liver. Deer is a hard, tall order. Ultimately, Manhattan or America eats a limited scope of proteins, beef, chicken, so forth. Whereas, French culture, Quebec, we have all the proteins. I have young dining clientele that have no problem eating kidneys medium rare, liver, lamb liver, deer neck, deer heart tartare. It's not a thing. Like, it's not what other restaurant people are eating.
It's just part of the registry,
Little girls, like your daughters, were raised eating, the food that their dad hunts and the food that their parents buy. Some people of lesser means eat pork liver. They're raised on it. So when they see liver on the restaurant, cute little, 19-year-old girls that are about to go out to the club later will have a slice of liver. You won't see that in New York City.